with you. And okay. Yeah, so it's not bad. So it's interesting, just to let you know, um, I screwed up on my first one, so you'll learn from my mistake. There's these eyeballs. There's a little eyeball in the top right corner. And right now that's just you and me. Okay. But what happens is it'll start adding up and people will be there, you just won't know it. So I'll do an introduction and kick it over to you, and then you just need to explain what you're trying to get out of this, what you're looking for, and then there'll be a chat on the right, and to make sure it says sessions and not event. Okay, so then people will start asking questions there, and so I know there's at least two people that are interested because I've already talked to them ahead of time, like in my breakout earlier today at 6 o'clock. So you're good to go. And just sit tight and they'll show up at 8 o'clock or 8:05. All right. Thank you, Nat. All right. Bye. $50, you said?
Hey.
Hey, Maxim. Uh-oh.
All good?
Yeah, I just lost you for a second. Of course, we're doing good. Nat, you're going to need to present yourself so you can talk. How do you present yourself, Maxim, again?
So there should be a button that says share audio. So if he clicks that, he'll be able to set up his webcam.
You need to go back out and come back in?
Yep.
Okay. Let me call him really quick and let him know what's going on. Hello? Ah, never mind.
Hello.
Never mind. I was calling to.
Hello. Looks like we figured it out.
We got a couple more minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
Maxim, this is Nat Page. He's our head rules coach and longtime expert.
Nice to meet you.
Olympian. I don't want to spoil it. We got a couple people on the chat here with us, so
We got to save it for the
Yeah.
presentation workshop.
Nat, you ready real quick? Real quick.
What?
Too late. I told you what I was going to do.
Oh man.
It's
Everybody
8
doing
o'clock
all
on
right?
Friday.
Excuse me.
All right, we got a couple people. Let's go one more minute so everybody comes on here.
Okay.
Already had a good conversation with some people about the track one, but that was during my earlier meeting.
Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Heat doesn't count.
He's in there in the chat.
All right.
It's a good thing we put judging on Sunday afternoon then.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah, it's up.
I'm gonna take it down.
And now it's gone, but you got it working.
All right. Nope, that's not what I want to do. That's a weird screen share. So what is the one in the middle? The one in the middle, 3 and 9, is that organizers, and then 6 on the right is that our students, or how's that work?
Yeah, that's what it is. 3 of 9 is the us here, and then 6 is the people watching. There's 3 of us here. We can have up to 9 on screen, and then there's 6 currently watching.
All right. Okay, so it's 8:02. We'll go ahead and start, and then welcome everybody. Doug Alvey, Assistant Athletic Director for Innovation. I know we met earlier at the kickoff. We're very fortunate to have our track coach with us, Nat Page, who is currently in South Carolina, right?
Yes.
At a track meet. I've put up a picture of a student athlete doing a hurdles, because this is what coach's expertise is. I'm going to let Nat do a brief introduction and then talk about what he's looking for. I will want to brag. He's actually, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're representing the United States track team at the Olympics next time around. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm one of the assistant coaches for the U.S. team for Tokyo.
Right. He doesn't brag enough. He just mentioned that the other day when he was walking out of my office. So I really wanted to share that with everybody. So this man knows a lot about what's going on. And he and I sat down and we came up with this challenge. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Nat, and you can introduce yourself, a little background, and then tell us what you're looking for with this challenge and what maybe we can get done this weekend.
Okay. First of all, good evening, everyone. And I'm honored to be a part of this. And I truly am. I went to school at the University of Missouri, and I was a high jumper and hurdler, and spent some time competing professionally and learning as much as I possibly could in regards to high jump and hurdles. Started coaching here at Tech in '96, so this is my 25th year at Tech, and hurdles at Tech have been one of our primary national events that we've done very, very well in. It's both men and women. If you don't know that Coach Hensel, who's the head men's coach, he's coached 2 Olympic champions in the men's 400-meter hurdles, and I've coached 2 national champions in the 100-meter hurdles, and on the tough side of this, 6 national runner-ups. So we've done a good job keeping our name in the news in regards to hurdles nationally and worldwide. What I wanted to see if you all could do for us is, one, some of the information that we sent. Now, I know it was brief, but how can we clear a hurdle most efficiently in regards to, number one, minimal airtime, number two, minimal distance from takeoff to touchdown, and number three is clearing a hurdle. We all know you got to take off, you have flight, and then you got to touch down. Is there anything that we can do to see if we can take any type of horizontal velocity measures? In sprinting and in hurling, the further that a foot lands out in front of you, the more we decelerate. And so I wanted to know which one hurts us the most in hurling, takeoff or touchdown, in regards to velocity. And if I find some of that out, I can start working on some type of drills or some type of training, or a change of distance or stride length difference to minimize that braking action.
So that's a good introduction. So what we've done is we have half a dozen plus video clips that Coach took from practice that we have the camera stationary and the athlete comes from the side, jumps, lands, and then does it again and again. And so we've got a couple of those. So obviously we want to leverage this video technology to extrapolate key data points. So the key data points that I think Coach just shared that I'll reiterate is how far away are we jumping from the hurdle? How far are we clearing the hurdle from the when we're jumping over it? When are we landing? And then optimally, what is our velocity? Now, we're not sure if we can collect all of that with the video that we have. So, but we do think it's a good start. One thing that we identified is the hurdle is all in the picture. There's a set distance that the hurdle is, beam on the ground is. And so we've identified that in the document. So you can use that as a metric to help you score your distances. If that's what that is, you can that's their assumption that you can break it down, because otherwise, you need some way you need a baseline to start the analysis. So one thing we want to make sure that we do, if you guys got any questions, you can activate and join us from the visual standpoint, but you can put any questions over in the chat on the right there. But ultimately, we want to use video object tracking technology to collect what are the four metrics, Nat? If you had to, did I get that right? Or just so that it's clear to the group?
Yes, you got it right.
Okay.
And then the video that we put together, the video is of women's 100-meter hurdles. And there's 10 hurdles in the race over 100 meters. And the hurdles are set 8.5 meters apart. All right, 8.50. So 28 feet apart all the way down the track. And the athletes, or our job is to teach the athletes how to go ahead and run with a stride cadence of a certain distance so they can land in the right spot. And like I said, we always want to land with our feet under us to minimize braking action. So we know that we can go ahead and measure this out so they can hit tape, right? But is there another way that we could do it? Is there another way to get that person to land in the right spot, and so that person can clear in a more efficient manner?
So one thing that I like about this challenge that maybe a lot of people don't think about coming in, but if you guys can do this, Nat can take this technology with him to the Olympics and help us win some gold medals. So it's not just a Georgia Tech athletic challenge. We can use it to pilot and kind of figure it out. But that kind of excites me. I know we didn't talk about it ahead of time, but it's something that we would definitely like to expand and explore at Georgia Tech with the track team, see if that can be an advantage for us. And then, who knows? But I think there's this big dream upside that, maybe you could do something to help America win gold medals in the Olympics. So not that you need any extra incentive, and Nat's trying to kick me under the table, but I'm virtually away from him, so he can't stop me. So again, complex but simple. So what questions do you guys have? There's 9 of you out there. So what questions do you all have for Coach? Because this is your opportune moment. Like I said, he's got a track meet in the morning and he'll be back for judging. I think he got the judging on time. Anybody got any questions from our participants? Or otherwise, Nat and I can just kind of chit chat.
I've got a question actually. So what's the idea for the presentation? Are you looking for like a dashboard primarily that captures this information, or how would you imagine it being presented?
And so I was looking at it as, hey, if we can get some type of software, we're one of the few sports that the software that's out there now for football and for basketball is extremely expensive. All right. And we had guys pitch it to us probably 8 or 9 years ago. They came into the Athletic Association, and the software to do all the stuff that we just talked about, it did, but it was $25,000. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me. And so they said, well, if all the sports shipping together, they would give us the software, but nobody really agreed upon it. But we have some software out there that can give us some information that we can actually use on our phones and our iPads. All right, but not the stuff that I'm asking of you all. And if we can get some of that, coaches would love to have. And well, I mean, we have some software we put on our phones now. It's called Coach's Eye. All right, and then there's a couple others that are there, but like I said, from what I'm asking, we don't have any of that. And to let us know, how much we're decelerating, to let us know what would help us to go ahead and maintain it, every coach would want it.
But let me just to clarify Maxim's question, is this something that you would look at from a report standpoint after you get done training that day, or is this something you would want real time when you're looking at it on a dashboard or a phone that you have on the field?
Well, both actually.
Both.
Because because the practice is repetitious. It's run after run after run after run. Provided we can keep doing that at 95, 98%, so it doesn't vary that much. So, but also, if they come back and they can look at it and say, okay, well, takeoff point was fine, angles were fine. This is the best that we can do, and if we can go ahead and maintain that, we're good. So, for them to see it, and then for us to be able to show it, both of those would be great.
Okay. And then, who's going to help you judge? You want to tell them who Janine is?
Janine Williams, a young lady who transferred in out of Auburn after her first year. And then, one of the stuff we just talked about, she became one of the nation's top hurdlers her first year at Tech. She ended up winning 2 conference titles, 2 runner-ups, All-American Outdoors. She already has her Olympic Games qualifying standard. She is Jamaican, so she'll go and compete for a spot on the Jamaican, which she's one of the top 4 hurdlers in Jamaica. So she's got a very high possibility of making this team, and she's running well right now. Last weekend and ran a really, really good time, worldwide. And she'll be competing next weekend in Boston on television. So, like I said, she holds a school outdoor record. She's third fastest all-time tech, and that's behind the national champion, and also another All-American. So she's a world-class hurdler, and just finishing up last year at Tech.
Okay, great. So anyhow, so these sessions have gone about 15 minutes, and then we typically get one or two questions. I know I answered a bunch of questions earlier on the track thing, so we got 7 people on the session right now. Unless Coach has anything more to add, we'd love some questions from you. This is your chance. But again, it's not that complex, right? I mean, it's difficult, but it's not that complex to understand. So there are, like I said, 6 to 8 videos out there that we put on the shared drive. There's the document that I showed you with the narrative, and then there's some documents that I was just playing around with trying to do the measurements. So be sure to check that out. And like I said, Coach will be back to do the virtual in-person judging on Sunday. So you can definitely have some more dialogue then. But without any other questions, I think we are good. Last chance for the people on the chat board. You just did a great job, Coach. There are no questions, so let's assume that that's a positive. And
I just asked the other workshop. There's another workshop wrapping up, and so there might be some people coming in a couple of minutes.
Okay, we can hang for a second.
All right.
Coach is at a hotel in South Carolina. He's got nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. All right. I'm sitting tight.
So what you got tomorrow, Coach? While we're waiting for a couple people to come on, what do you got? What's the schedule for tomorrow?
Schedule for tomorrow, we get out of here at 8:25, and first event tomorrow is the women's hurdles, and so I'll be there videotaping them, and they're looking at actually running pretty fast. Taylor, she's one of the young ladies that's in the videos. She's the taller of the. She's actually ranked 3rd in the conference right now, and so we've done a lot of good work with her, and I'm trying to change a couple of things. I'm looking at myself. I look at really old video from like 1985, which is really grainy. But the young lady from Bulgaria, as far as I'm concerned, was probably the best hurdler ever. And so we're trying to copy what she does, but there's a difference. One is genetics. The young lady from Bulgaria, she's 6 foot ½ inch tall, which doesn't help you in the 100-meter hurdles, but she also can run, a world-class 100. But we want to copy her technically. But I don't know, how far she took off from the hurdle. I do know she touched down behind the hurdle very, very close, but I don't know those measurements. So all I can do is just look at her technically and see if we can do what she's doing, but the rest of it, I don't know. And I don't know if you can actually combine that old grainy video and get some data out of it, somewhat correct.
Probably not, just based on the quality and the technology back in those times. But I'm hoping we can do that with the video that you provided, and at least give us some insights as far as how that video is effective in doing this analysis. And I'm just curious. So, is there a best practice as far as how close you want to be and how far away you want to be from both launch and landing? Like you want to come down as quick as possible, but launch a certain distance away?
Exactly. From the information that's been out there for years, the measurement that the tape that's on the track that you'll see at the takeoff point is 1.93 meters, which is 6 feet 4 inches. All right. And behind the hurdle is 33 inches. And so the hurdlers, they'll vary a couple of inches, but those couple of inches mean a lot. because let's just say taking off into the hurdle, and whether it's a young man or a young lady, if they hit the top of that hurdle, it throws everything off.
Oh yeah,
everything, and especially with the women's hurdles, because the base is the hurdle is so low, and that center of gravity is really low, and that hurdle is quite stiff. So if they hit that, they can go from leading the hurdle race to second, third, or fourth place by just barely hitting it. So my thought is that from all the data they've had for the last 30 years, given those numbers, I think those numbers can be changed a little bit. That's my thought. I don't have proof, but I do think it could change a little bit, looking at where the
So, Coach, they want us to play one of those videos. I'm going to try to do that, and you can talk through it if you want.
Okay.
Okay. So, let me see if I can do that. I think I got to pull it up first. So let me pull it up here real quick. This is the same file that you guys are going to have access to too. All right, so I'm just going to grab one of these videos that you put up yesterday. And of course, it takes a quick download, 28, 35, 43, 50, 60. Hang with me, guys. Almost done. All right. So my guess is you're supposed to extend your trail leg. Someone yelled that at me just now. All right, here we go. Share the screen.
Is that a full segment?
It's basically what we let's see if I can. It's a little hard to share with this software. Yeah, I don't see it. Oh, here we go. Let's see. All right, can you guys see this? Oh my God. So you're gonna need to slow that one down, folks. Was that really real speed there, Coach? That was super fast. Can you guys see anything?
Nope.
No? All right. Try one more time.
It just showed your File Explorer.
Oh yeah? Okay.
So try sharing probably your entire screen. That's the setting I would look for.
Okay, I did though. Stop sharing. Share screen. Entire screen. Share. Entire screen. Share. Tab technology. Here we go. Nope. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. All right, I am not.
You're at the right place now, so you can just pull up the video and it should, or not.
Or not. All right, I'll try one more time. You can try it too, Maxim.
Yeah, let's do that actually. Let me pull it up and I'll share my screen.
All right. So I'm not sharing my screen anymore, right?
No, you should be. I don't think you are.
Okay, so everyone who's still with us, these files that we're going to show you are available to you. Like I said, you saw there's probably, half a dozen. Okay, so I can see our screen that we're on. And you're going to go to the OneDrive file.
That's interesting.
Yeah, told you. It's not just me.
It worked earlier.
Okay, this.
Give me 1 second. I'll try to fix it.
All right. So everyone has, I know it'd be great to have Coach narrate this for us, but everyone has access to those videos. So I know it's going to be a little hard being new to tracks and hurdles. But you can still look at those. And like I said, Coach will be back. So if you can, pursue basic concepts that we're trying to address. I think how's it going, Maxim?
Working on it.
All right.
I'm working on it. Oh, so it says that the item is no longer available, actually. So I don't know what happened with that folder.
Okay. Well, it's on the OneDrive, so we need to make
So
sure that
I went to the link that you gave me, and it's in the chat right now, and that's what I got.
Okay, well, we need to address that as soon as we get off this call, although we got the other call 9:30 or 8:30. But I can still see it. So I'm
Okay.
going to copy that link and just give it to everybody right now, and then some people can pull it up on their own, okay?
Okay, that works. You can post it in Discord as well, so that people have it there as well. So I think Doug is going to grab the new link, and then I'll probably just download them and put them on Google Drive or something, so that I know that they'll be accessible to everyone.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this group right here because we're here. So then there's a link, Maxim, and we can put that wherever we want, okay? So this group, if you want to copy this link right now, it should take you to the OneDrive, and I believe you should be able to look at the videos. So what did you want me to do, Maxim? Sorry, I was kind of distracted.
No, I'll take care of it. Don't worry. It worked for me as well.
All right, Mindy, great. So do you want to try one more time, Maxim?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so I've got to go for the other one. I'll meet you over there. Maxim, you hang with Coach, and then I will. Thank you, Coach. Good luck tomorrow, and we'll see you Sunday, if not sooner.
Yep.
Thank you.
Is my screen being shared?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, so let's pick one of these movies and go through it. So here's the video, and I'll play it now. So if I can see if I can slow it down. So so there's a takeoff here at some point, right?
All right. There we go.
Just let me know what you want me to show, because the video itself is very quick.
Yeah. So back it on up to where she was taking off again. So my thought is, and I'm going to have to experiment with this, but I think that she could actually be a little bit further back. Now it's not much, but every inch counts. And so I'm thinking 3 to 4 inches, but I don't know how that would actually affect, her flight and where the top of her flight would be at. But I do know if the top of her flight is a little bit further away from the hurdle, then she's going to come down on the backside of that hurdle a little bit closer, which is fine with me. That gives her more running room to the next hurdle. And so it makes it, quite an efficient clearance.
Okay.
And I don't know whether and if she took further away, could she lower the height of her flight?
Right. So that she doesn't have to lose as much time going up, right?
Exactly.
So basically, we're looking for a piece of software that can, given, I don't know, a person's dimensions, or at least like height or something like that, or, given some data, can say with, some level of accuracy, like when or how far from the hurdle should they be taking off.
Right.
And then presenting that. And so would your idea be, you give, you put in a video and then it analyzes it and like kind of tells, how accurate or like how good of a takeoff or how good of a jump that was?
Yes. I mean, and obviously with these athletes, you have their measurements, and if it works with something like that, and then I guess we could recalculate. But this part of it right here, I'm sitting here pointing at it, that part right here, that the flight, just need to minimize that as much as possible.
Right, because she can technically be lower. So.
And that, like I said, that would make a huge difference. Huge. And then if you go to her touchdown on the other side, great. All right. Now, this part right here, this part is pretty good. I do think her leg could actually be straighter, but with her leaning forward, all right, how much more do we need to lean forward to put our center of gravity out in front of us? Because this is the part where if we don't land right, that's where we create a braking action, which slows us down. So either we can do that, ourselves, and trial and error and see, what comes out of it, or just know or being able to measure her particular body angle and have a pretty much solid piece of information of where her center of gravity is at landing.
I'll play it again the whole way just so we can see the whole thing. Right. So we're looking for an application that can take data like that and kind of figure out, how good of a jump that was.
Yes. All right. Yeah. And how, like I said, and taking some of the airtime off of it.
Right. Taking off, trying to minimize the airtime. So, you can calculate using, you're basically looking at the video and the time lapse and seeing how much airtime they had and, how much you could potentially take off.
Yes. Because you want to get back to the ground and running as soon as possible.
Right.
And that what gives you that nice low overall time that everybody's looking for.
Exactly. Cool. Okay. I'm going to switch back to see if there are any questions. I don't see any questions in the chat, though we have a good amount of people watching. Does anybody else have questions for Coach about this challenge or any other details about it? I'll make sure to get this data publicly accessible since the last link we had broke. But you can also access it from the message that Doug sent. Any questions though? Or, feel free to ask to join the stage and you can ask it live.
Okay.
Doesn't look like there are any.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time. Oh, we got one actually. How far forward should the runner's center of mass be upon landing?
That's what I want to know. How can we maximize it being out front without losing balance? And so I that's an answer that I would like to know. I coach it and teach it, but how far do I go before, like I said, before we lose balance? And we can't lose balance, but we want to maximize coming off and like I said, minimize the braking action.
And then there's a follow-up there. Are there videos of runners losing balance? Or, probably if you don't have them, then we can probably find them online, right?
Yes. I may be able to get a couple of angles. That's a bit much.
No, I think that would be very helpful. And you could send them right to Doug, and we'll get them shared with everybody.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I think, there's probably definitely stuff like that online of runners losing balance. You could look for a similar angle to understand what's going on.
True. They're out there. So
Yep.
I'll try and find some and send them to Doug also. Okay. You guys will have them.
This could be a super cool tool for all teams to use, but ours first.
So true. So true. We have a couple of good ones, really good ones. And but
Awesome.
I do want to say thank you all. All right. I don't get this interaction often, so I'm quite thankful for it. I appreciate you guys taking an interest in it.
Yeah, we're super glad to have you, Coach, and I'm looking forward to seeing some great projects.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right. Good luck tomorrow, and we'll see you Sunday.
All right, we'll do. You guys enjoy. Have a good Saturday.
Goodbye.
Bye.